As first-time cruisers, the booking and check-in process was new to us, so here's the breakdown. Before embarking on a cruise, we highly recommend prepaying the gratuity, otherwise it may be a surprise to you when it gets added to your bill at the end of the cruise. Canadians especially can save by paying in advance as it will be in Canadian dollars. For this cruise, we were charged $20 per person per day, totaling 200 Canadian for our 5-day cruise. And about a few weeks before departure, we received an email outlining the time we can check in to prevent waiting in a long line. We booked our cruise with MSC, and so when we arrived at their cruise terminal, our paper tickets with the QR codes were scanned and our bags were scanned as well. We then proceeded to the main terminal to obtain photo ID cards linked to our credit card for any additional onboard purchases and to enter and exit the boat when we are at ports. Afterwards, we walked towards the boat where our ID cards were scanned before boarding. Navigating ship to find our room was a bit confusing despite the floor and room number on our ID cards, so we had to ask a few employees for help. We took the stairs to avoid slow elevators, and after some exploration, we located our upgraded room with a window but not a balcony. So if it's in your budget, consider upgrading to a balcony room for a private outdoor space with a better view. Also on the first day, there is a mandatory emergency evacuation video to watch, followed by a check-in at a designated area to confirm viewing. After getting settled in our room, we ventured out to explore the boat as we were hungry and wanted to find out where the fruit is. With the 16 passenger levels of this boat, it was a lot of walking and going up several flights of stairs and trying to get familiarized of where things are located. So if mobility is an issue for you, we would suggest using the elevators, but just be patient as it can be slow at times. The biggest challenge afterwards was trying to find our room. Once we got to the upper level, we were able to find the pool and jacuzzi area, along with the area where they would do events in the evening. At the back part, we finally found the food, which was the buffet restaurant. There was an assortment of salads and fruit bars, coffee, tea and juices, hot meals that consisted of chicken, pork, beef, seafood and veggies, cheeses, soups, pastas, and desserts. So we have just boarded our cruise boats. We are headed to, where are we headed to?
Bahamas.
Yeah, so we're really excited because this is our very first time checking out a cruise, so we're gonna see what cruising's about. But I think we're gonna like it because we get to just unpack our stuff for 5 days and just relax, because that's how long the cruise is. So we figured just start small and then maybe try some other ones in the near future. One of the main things we're super excited about is the gym. We haven't hit the gym in so long. And one of the reasons, a couple of reasons for me is because I've got hypertension. I've been diagnosed with it for quite a while. And then I was also diagnosed with a rare neuromuscular disorder called cervical dystonia. So it affects the part of my neck. I get Botox there every about 16 to 18 weeks. So I really have to keep the muscle build up in that part. So that's why I love hitting the gym. And I know Kyle has to go all the time because you've got Lyme, right?
Yeah, unfortunately I have long Lyme, so I have to stay healthy to keep my joints and bones.
And you eat healthy here, so there's a lot of good selection of the foods that we've been seeing here so far with vegetables and fruits. And so we can't wait to show you guys what this MSC Cruise is about. We heard a lot of good things. Our friend was just on it a couple weeks ago, and I think tonight there's an LGBTQ meetup, and I think they have it every night. So we'll see who in the community is going to be on this boat, and can't wait
to friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the part I love about traveling is just making friends. So we're gonna have a bit of our fruits. Kyle got me. I'll show you. He got me. My ice cream's melting already, so I gotta eat it. We got some fruit. But we're gonna hit the gym, and then our dinner thing is at 8:30, and then we might have we'll see, depending on how the night goes. We might have our early night or late night, but we'll see. After finishing our food, we were able to locate the gym and it was equipped with some free weights, a lot of cardio machines, and weight machines. We would suggest bringing any exercise bands if you have any, just in case if you can't find a machine to do a certain type of exercise. With this particular cruise, there were free stretching classes being offered in the morning or late afternoon. Other classes such as yoga required a fee. The cruise package included a seated dinner each evening. Before the cruise, you choose between an early seating at 6 p.m. or late seating at 8:30 p.m. We opted for the late seating and got to select an appetizer, main dish, and dessert from the set menu. Also, if you're still hungry, you can add additional items, but there will be an extra charge. Just as a warning, you will get randomly seated at a table with other people on the cruise, and we were able to meet a lovely couple from Toronto. After dinner, we went and explored some more and found a couple lounge bars where you can have drinks, mingle, and listen to live music. As we walked further down the cruise boat, we came across a theater where the performance shows were happening. After the show, we walked around a bit more before calling it a night and came across another area where the staff crews were teaching people dance choreography. The next day we arrived in Nassau, Bahamas, so we had a quick workout, grabbed some breakfast from the buffet, and got ready to check out the town. Before disembarking the boat, you do have an option to book excursions through the cruise line, which is highly recommended so that you're able to return on time before the boat leaves. But we opted to do our own thing and walked around Nassau to check out several of the historical buildings and sites. Good morning, everyone. So we just arrived to Nassau, Bahamas, and we just docked. And it's our first time here. We've never been to Bahamas. It looks beautiful. Look at all the ships right behind us. I don't know what that one is, but there's Carnival, there's Disney, there's MSC, and then our boat's right there, the MSC Magnifica. So Kyle, what do you think of this place so far?
I don't know, just arrived, but there's a lot of fish in the water, so I can't wait to go do some snorkeling.
I don't know if you guys can see all the fishes down there. The water is so blue. All right, we're gonna head to the beach and check out the town, and we'll let you guys know what we see here in Nassau. Our first stop was a Queen's Staircase, which is all hand-carved by about 600 slaves and took over 16 years to complete. Then we made our way to Fort Fincastle, which overlooks the city and was built in 1793 to protect Nassau from pirates. Then we walked over to the government house, which was built in the early 1800s and is the official residence of the Governor General of the Bahamas. As we continued exploring, we stumbled across the Graycliff Hotel and Restaurant. This is the oldest hotel in Nassau and was built in 1740. Afterwards, we checked out the John Watlings rum distillery, which was built around 1789. There is a free guided tour you can take to hear more about the history of this distillery, along with seeing where the rum is aged in the white oak barrels. After walking around in the heat, we needed to cool off, so we headed to Junkanoo Beach, and wow, it was so busy with all the passengers from the cruise boats. Kyle went and swam in the water and was able to see several different marine life. After After all that walking and laying out in the sun, we got a bit snackish and we ended up getting Conch Fritte. So Kyle has tried this before, but for me it was the first time and it was quite tasty. Then we made our way back to the ship before disembarkment and to get ready for the evening. We had our usual dinner and then walked around the ship and came across the casino area where we played the penny slots but lost all our money. The next day we arrived at MSC's private island called Ocean Cay, where we would be here for 2 days. Unfortunately, when we arrived, a cold front came through, so it was windy and the temperature was not as warm, but we still made the best of it and explored the little island. On our last day, we headed to one of the bars and finally opened our bottle of champagne that we initially got on our first day, but we were too tired to drink it. Before dinner, we did some people watching too and ended up attending the LGBTQ meetup and met with some people we had already met over the last few days. Later, we attended a cool event called the Silent Disco, where you got to wear headphones and chose between 3 different channels playing different music genres. Good morning, everyone. So we just ended our MSC Cruise. It was our first cruise, as we mentioned, and it was actually, it's a great experience. We just wanted to give you guys sort of our pros and cons about this cruise. So it was a 4-night, 5-day cruise from Miami to Bahamas, and then we made a 2-day stop in Ocean Cay, which is one of the private islands for MSC. And so some of the pros that we found was that, for me, it was the cost effectiveness of being able to see places without having to fly to places. And then Kyle, what's your other pros?
I think a pro is being able to put your bag in your room and unpack for 4 days and not having to repack every time you want to see a new place.
Yeah, and for us that's a big deal because we actually traveled through Central America last year from Guatemala all the way to Costa Rica, and we made pit stops like 2-3 days in each place, so it was exhausting doing that. So not having to unpack and repack was really a bonus for us. And the other pros is that also cost effectiveness of the accommodation plus food, because we paid $800 Canadian for both of us. So when it breaks down to it, it's about less than a couple $100 for both of us at each night. And so some of the con things that we found with this cruise is, Kyle, what do you think some of the cons are?
I think one of the cons would be
how about the food?
Oh, the food.
Yeah.
I wanted more healthy vegetarian and vegan options, and that was very lacking. So it was very meat and carb focused. So yeah, that was one of my cons. Yeah.
Another con is with the whole LGBTQ community is that they do have a LGBTQ meetup night, but it wasn't very visible in a sense. It was on their pamphlet, but it was not co-hosted. So it was like, it just felt like it was just there. However, we did find other gays on the boats, which, I mean, it's easy for us gays to be able to find other gays on the boat. So it was fun to meet up with them. And then the other con is the hidden cost. So just be careful if you don't get the drink packages, you do have to pay for those extras. If you order extra things in a meal, that's because the food is included, but there's extras. If you want to order an extra appetizer, entree, there's extra fees on top of that. So overall, I think I would do another cruise. Not to the Bahamas. I would say probably Europe is probably the next one, because that way you get to see a lot more cities and places, because sitting at the private island for a couple of days was not as intriguing for us particularly, because we like seeing new places. So it would have been nice if there was another island that we went to on this trip. But overall, out of 10, I think I would give it a 8 out of 10 for my first time going on a cruise. Yeah. How about you?
I didn't even think about this. I would say a 6 for me.
A 6, okay.
I don't know. I think I'm more adventure tourism type of person. So, but we'll see. We'll see the European one. See how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. You guys take care. We're gonna head to the airport now, and we are headed to Puerto Rico now.
Yeah.
So watch our other journey as we check out Puerto Rico for the first time. I'm gonna meet up with one of my friends who lives there, and then we're gonna go check out downtown. Is it San Juan? Yeah, going in there afterwards. So so we're excited for that. All right, follow us on our journey. Bye guys.